Hello, 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 and welcome to our In Conversation stream. It's been a little while since we did one of these. I'm very excited to have with me Josh Reynolds today, and we will be talking about the Last Resort, which is our first Zombicide novel, and very, very, very excited to have you here, Josh, with me. Yay! Oh, I can't believe we haven't done this before. We've had loads of your books, and I've never done this. I feel bad.
I'm very hard to get a hold of.
It's true. It's true.
I'm like a hermit.
So, do you want to give us a little rundown of what the book's about?
Okay. The book, the book is about.
Right in there.
Yeah. Jump right in. Now I have to remember what the book is about.
Zombies.
Yeah, there's zombies. That's there's a lot of zombies. The book is about an ex-thief who essentially leads a ragtag bunch of survivors in search of an old mafia hideout hidden in the Adirondack Mountains during the early weeks of the zombie apocalypse, early months of the zombie apocalypse. And hijinks ensue.
Hijinks indeed. And here's a shot of the cover as well.
That is a really nice cover.
It is. It's very, very cool. I like that it fits in with the board game art as well.
Oh yeah.
Hello. It's we've got people saying hello. Hi. Hello, come on. Yay. Thanks for watching. Welcome. If you have any questions, please do pop them in the chat as well, and we'll get around to them when there's a natural break in the conversation. So if you have a question you've been meaning to ask Josh about zombies, preferably about this book, but yes, do put them in the chat and I will bring them up. So, Josh, for anyone who's new here who doesn't know who you are, who are you? Why are you here? Why are you writing fiction? Tell us.
My name is Josh Reynolds. I write fiction because I have no other marketable skills that do not involve violence. So it was either this or a life of crime.
Well, we appreciate you turning to writing.
You know, my wife says the same thing.
But you would be richer, probably.
You'd think, but I have a feeling that I'd be a stupid criminal. So no.
Oh,
I'm not a Lex Luthor. I'm a, I'm one of the other guys, the guys that the Flash beats up. I'm like Captain Cold, Not even Captain Cold. I'm Leapfrog. I'm Leapfrog. I'm a guy who dresses in a frog outfit and gets beaten up. That's what I am.
Okay, so doubly glad that you're an author and not a criminal then.
Yeah.
What's your experience writing tie-in fiction then?
I've been writing tie-in fiction for a little over 10 years now. I've written tie-in fiction for Black Library. I've written for Golden Eagle, which was a men's adventure line, doing stuff like Mac Bolan, The Executioner. I've written stuff for smaller game companies and smaller IPs like Nightscapes, and I also do a bit of video game writing on the side for High Res and their game Smite. So about 10 years of just various IP work as well as my own work. So I guess that means I'm experienced.
Yes.
Technically.
That's where you're more experienced than me at writing. I just badly write newsletters.
Well, that's a skill, because I used to write SEO newsletters, and that was really hard.
Yeah, I just hope that people don't unsubscribe after I send my newsletter out. That always hurts my feelings.
Well, I found out that if you stick a picture of a cute cat just randomly in the middle of the newsletter, people stick with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's just do a newsletter that's just staff animals.
Yeah, hey.
The books.
People be hitting that subscribe button like nobody's business.
Yes. Excellent. So, This is the book. I hold it in my hands. It's beautiful. Tell us a little bit about the main characters in there. What can we expect from the likes of Westlake and Ramirez and Hutch?
Well, Westlake is a character from an entirely different genre and style of writing who has somehow accidentally wound up in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, no.
and having to react to a world where none of his old skills or abilities really come in handy anymore. Some of the other characters are similar. Ramirez is an ex-FBI agent who is also facing a similar, she's a character from a Michael Connelly novel, and now she's in a George Romero movie, and she's not happy about it. She's really not happy about it. Then you have El Calavero Santo, who is the masked gentleman on the cover, who is perfectly happy doing what he does, because as we all know, luchadors are our first and only line of defense against evil.
Yep.
And if watching Spanish language movies at midnight has taught me anything, it is that if you want to fight a zombie apocalypse, or Draculas, or Wolfmen, or mummies, or Cyclopses, or really anything, you just need one luchador.
Yep.
Just one guy in a mask.
And all will be well.
All will be well.
As well as it can be in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he does pretty well. And we have the various other characters of the cast. We have a zombieologist, or a biologist who is now studying the undead with her faithful dog. Yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Just like, oh.
Yeah, I realized upon midway through the first draft of the book that if I put a cute animal in the book, people are more likely to sympathize with the characters.
That's true. And
Nobody
you're more
cares about the
likely to
human
break
characters.
their hearts if you do anything to that dog.
I know, and I that dog comes close to the line every time. But spoiler alert, he does not die.
Oh, phew.
There you go.
Everyone, don't worry.
Yeah,
When you
the
meet
dog is fine.
Okay.
Some of the other characters, not so much, but the dog is fine. And those are really the main characters, I think.
It's quite a few of them.
Yeah, there's a whole little group. There's a conspiracy theorist. There's an ex-biker. There's a very old granny who shows up for a couple of scenes. Whose survival of the apocalypse involves Molotov cocktails. Yeah, it's a fun little group.
Who was your favorite to write?
I'd love to say the main character Westlake, because he has a lot of good dialogue. But really it was El Calavera, the luchador, because he's just so bombastic. And he's just having the time of his life fighting the undead. He's really cheerful about it. It's like that's who I would like to be in a zombie apocalypse. Is someone who's having a good time. Yeah. He's not grim. He's not gritty. He's not burdened by survival or anything else. He's just like, no, I'm going to put on a mask and I'm going to package pile drive some zombies. It's fine.
Excellent. If I was in a zombie apocalypse, I would want that person on my team.
Oh yeah. You want a man who's gonna tackle giant zombies barehanded with no shirt on.
Yes.
And win.
Yes, that would be the best bit. Yes, if you could. Choco Joy says, "Don't you have the lucha?"
I would spoil it for you. I'm not that nice. I gave you the dog. Somebody's got to die. So
somebody's got to die. Who is it? It's not the dog. Oh. Well, you put your pen to many worlds that we here at Aconyte are expanding. What was it about writing a story set during the zombie apocalypse that intrigued you?
Mostly that I hadn't written anything like it before. I'd never written zombie fiction or zombie apocalypse fiction at all, really. I've written one or two stories with vampires or mummies or the like, but never actually zombies in an actual like Walking Dead, Z Nation, zombie apocalypse type thing. So I just mostly wanted to try it and see if it was fun, and it was. So that's pretty much why I take on any job is if it's something I haven't done before and I want to try it out.
Excellent. So for anyone who's also wondering, the books are based on, this is the core box for Zombicide.
That is a big chunky box.
It's a big chunky box with some lovely, lovely miniatures inside it as well. Oh, yeah. And yeah, we have Invaders and we also have Black Plague, which I think we're also writing books for, which is also very exciting. Yes. It's a very cool big box that takes up a lot of my board game space. It's very exciting.
Well, that means it's good, obviously.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I haven't thought. No, I like it a lot. It's a good, fun game where you are terrified and also excited in many degrees. What is it about the zombie apocalypse as a genre that you think people love so much? Because it's had a bit of a resurgence with like The Walking Dead and such and the like. Yeah. What do you think it is that draws people in?
I think a lot of people like imagining themselves as survivors. There's especially gamers and the like, they like to imagine what they would do in a zombie apocalypse. And that kind of media kind of puts you in the mood to think about it and to see, what would I do if all of my neighbors turned into zombies and tried to get into my apartment building? And it's, I don't know, really.
What would you do?
What would I do? Die.
Moses says, I would try and hide in my attic, but I don't have the key to it. So.
I mean,
zombies can't climb ladders.
I grew up on a farm in the woods, so I'm pretty sure I could. My dad taught me how to build man traps and and punji sticks and everything else. So I might be all right. It would just depend. It's not something I actually think about very often. I try not to think about it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like I could spend the mental energy wondering what would happen if my neighbors turned into zombies, or I could actually worry about the real neighbors who are drug dealers.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh. So go back to the novel then.
Yeah.
So, for readers, should we expect more like Dawn of the Dead or Shaun of the Dead with this?
I hope I walked a fine line between them.
Okay.
My absolute favorite zombie media of any type is Z Nation, the television show, which I like a lot more than The Walking Dead. Mainly because the characters are actively trying to help other people.
And that's nice, yeah.
Well, I like heroic characters because I am so thoroughly unheroic myself. I am very much one of those people that would be like, stealing a car, stealing gas, stealing from other survivors, kicking them out, feeding them to zombies,
Just so you could get away.
Not even get away, just for entertainment purposes. I'd go full bad guy season 3 Walking Dead in like
Amazing.
5 minutes. Yeah. That's why we don't want one to happen, because it would just I've got a tenuous grip on being civilized, and it would the minute the apocalypse happens, I'm getting a motorbike and feathers, and that's
if you don't die first.
If I don't die first.
Yeah.
I expect both will happen in the same week, frankly. But yeah, so it's a lot of humor. leavened with a lot of grisly violence.
Okay, was it your goal to reflect the Zombicide universe as opposed to something like The Walking Dead?
Oh yeah, definitely. I was trying to reflect the universe of the game.
How do you go about doing that? Because obviously it's a board game. It's a game on the table. How do you then take those elements of the gameplay and create a novel from it?
Well, really, what I did was I read the rule books for the original core set and all the expansions, and there's a lot of text boxes that kind of give you a feel of what a character's thinking and what's going on in the world, and I just kind of use those to extrapolate how the characters might be feeling and what they might be getting up to, and then I kind of looked at the available characters and said, oh well, there's a waitress on roller skates with a sword, there's a headbanger, there's a movie star who's turned into a cannibal. You know what? The survivors need to be unique, weird individuals to fit in with the theme of the game, and the zombies all needed to be relatively individual as well. They couldn't just be a shambling, faceless horde. There had to be, you had to be able to tell the zombies apart and kind of see what they had been to kind of replicate that experience of the miniatures on the tabletop.
Yeah.
So hopefully I succeeded.
I think so. I've read a lot of reviews and everyone is very, very happy with what you wrote. So that's always a plus.
Well, that is good.
I'm going to do that. She says, this baby has everything.
It does. And you can even use it as a doorstop or to level out a table.
Yes.
If you buy 3, you can stack a Christmas tree.
It's true. If you buy like 100, you could make a Christmas tree.
Or a chair, a throne.
A throne. A throne of Zombicide novels.
Yeah. Why
do
not?
it, someone. Do it.
Please take a picture. We'll send you a free Zombicide novel.
Yeah. A signed book plate.
Yeah.
Book throne. Yes. Also, Junk or Joy, don't worry. Like, I seen your things being the only one in the YouTube chat. Don't worry. We are here. We are listening. I am controlling it. It's all good. Ask questions. Be chatty. It's okay. Even if you're talking to yourself, we're here with you.
I talk to myself all the time. It's,
Me too. Fine. I pretend I'm talking to my corgi, but it's just to myself.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what your therapist says. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What was your favorite scene to write in the book? Is there one?
Yes, the airplane scene.
The airplane scene.
Yeah, towards the end. I think towards the end of the second half, towards the first half of the book. There's a scene with a crashed airplane, and that was my favorite for various reasons. Just because of what I got away with. I always like it when the IP holder lets me get away with something.
Yes.
That always makes me feel good.
Talking of the IP team, so when I was writing sort of questions and having a read through, I had a look through the approved synopsis that you write and send off, and I noticed that there was a little note that said, "Never hurts to go over the top in Zombicide," and it made me laugh out loud. And I was just like, "Oh!" When you got that note, did you sort of really take that to heart?
Oh, I did. At that point when I got the note is when I decided to add the luchador.
Excellent.
It's because prior to that, my pitches, my original pitches for the book had been airing a little bit more on the Walking Dead side, a little bit more grim, a little bit more realistic, and they were like, "No, don't be afraid to go over the top." And it's like, okay, luchador.
Excellent.
It's like luchador. There's an ice cream truck. That's fine. It's.
So Graham Peter says, how did the idea come about to base a novel on a board game?
Well, I mean, that's That's probably not a question for me.
Yeah, I mean that's what we do here at Aconyte. Thanks for asking, Graham. Yeah, we are Aconyte Books, and we write high-end fiction for board games, card games, RPGs, video games, and also we dabble in Marvel as well in the comics universe. But yeah, we are writing world-expanding fiction based on favorite board games, and it came about because we're all super nerdy people who play loads of board games and wanted to expand the worlds of those board games a bit more to take it off the tabletop. And we were very excited when CMON sort of said, hey, let's write some Zombicide. And we were like, yes, let's write some Zombicide. And it's sort of gone from there. So yeah, do check us out. Aconyte Books. We're going to write loads of novels. And yeah, we do. We have about 3 to 4 out a month. We started publishing last September. So we've been going just over a year. We just had our first birthday. We won some awards, and we're just going from strength to strength. And a follow-up. Why base a story on the OG Zombicide now and not any of the spin-offs?
Well, I think they are basing stories on the spin-offs as well, aren't they?
We are, yes. So, although this one is the OG Zombicide, we also have Zombicide Invaders, which we announced last month. So that is being written by Tim Wagner, and he is writing us space zombies. In space, everyone can hear you scream because there's a zombie chasing you. So, yes, it's, we will be writing, more in the various worlds of Zombicide because they're all fun and amazing, and
But, you got to cover them all, so.
Exactly. So, did you get provided with all the Zombicide games to play? And do you love the games as much as the rest of us?
Well, they provided me with the rule books, which was very helpful. I have played the game multiple times. I do enjoy it. I do not win. I lose, which is a pretty common occurrence for any board game. I am the only person I know to lose Arkham Horror in 15 minutes.
Oh, in 15. I always lose Arkham Horror.
Yeah, I always lose it. But I lost it in 15 minutes.
No.
Zombicide, I didn't last much longer than that. I am just really bad at board games. I love board games to death. Terrible at them.
Yeah, it's the thinking like 8 moves ahead that I can't do. I just rush in like, let's go. And it's like,
I don't even think, like, I didn't even try and think that far ahead. It's just like, oh, I got a sword. Let's go. Let's see what happens. Oh, I'm dead.
This is why I'm always the tank in a game. It's just like, Anjuli rushes in. It's like, yes, I do. See you later.
Yeah, my problem is I always pick the figure that looks coolest, and inevitably it's going to be the one that gets killed the quickest.
It has no stats.
Yeah. So all flash, no fire. But yeah, I do enjoy it. I enjoy the game a lot. I haven't played in about 2 years for obvious reasons, but I do look forward to playing again.
Yes. So is Last Resort going to be translated into different languages? I hope so. We do have some translations in the works. So we do have a Spanish, Italian, French, and German partnerships going on. So hopefully, if it's one of those languages that you're looking for. If not, we are also in the middle of signing various contracts for various other languages that we haven't announced yet. So hopefully it will be in the language that you desire. We're also coming to audiobook as well. So there will be audio coming to your ears hopefully very soon. We've got to catch up on all of last year's books and also the new books. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a juggle, but yeah, there'll be audiobooks and hopefully more and more foreign language books as well.
Awesome.
Yay. Okay, so what undead encounters can we expect to see from the game on paper? Because there's all the different zombies have their own characteristics and things. So you mentioned that you try to do the same sort of thing. Have you tried to keep some of the sort of...
Oh, yeah, definitely. CMON Games really encouraged me to put as many of the different types of zombies in the book as possible. So I put all of the different types of zombies in the book.
Excellent.
There are the big zombies and the fast zombies and the creepy crawly zombies, and a couple that I just kind of invented for the book.
Wow.
And there's also a really big zombie. Not a big zombie, but a really big zombie.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I have a question for CMON. Are we going to see these miniatures? We should get these miniatures made. I want these miniatures made. Let's start a Kickstarter so we can do that. I'll paint them.
At least make the luchador.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make our characters into game pieces. That's like one of my things. It's like, if we write a character, let's make it into a game piece. If there's a game piece, let's put it in our books. It's that's
that
my own. Yeah, that's my own personal thing that I'm trying to make happen. So we know that the dog survives.
Yeah.
And someone always does get bitten in the zombie apocalypse. So we can expect just like 1, 2, 5 characters that we love to
6,
maybe
7, 8. A lot of people get bitten. It's a zombie apocalypse. People are getting bitten all over the place. People getting bitten at 7-Eleven, people getting bitten at the truck stop, people getting bitten at the airport, all over the place. It's an epidemic.
And
dog gets bitten.
No, not the dog.
Bears get bitten. Pigeon gets bitten.
Zombie pigeons. Oh,
there's a zombie that chews on a chain link fence. They try and eat a boat at one point because they're not smart zombies. Not intelligent, cunning, but not clever. So yeah.
Does this virus cross over into animals, or have this apocalypse has happened?
According to the rule books, it does, and I made full use of that because the Adirondacks are full of animals.
Yes. Oh.
That's actually my second favorite scene. Is one involving a very large animal. And what happens when very large animals eat zombies?
You have trouble. Would be the worst. That's very Jurassic Park there.
Yeah.
Yeah. One climbed up and bit you on the bum. That would not be good either.
Yeah. That actually is kind of reminiscent of a scene in the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Oh, we got another from Graham Peter. How long did it take to write this book? Besides reading the rule books, what is your process when it comes to writing novels?
This one took about, I want to say about 2 months to write. So about 8 to 10 weeks to write, and needed another week or so of edits to kind of clean it up and make sure I got all of the dangling plot threads tied up. Generally, my process is I tend to write non-linearly. So rather than sitting down and just writing from chapter 1 to chapter whatever is the last of the book, I jump around the book. So I'll write whatever scenes are interesting to me in the day, and then I kind of try and assemble it like like Frankenstein assembling his monster at the end of the first month. I'll try and assemble all the notes and weird chapter sequences into something that is readable.
So do you have sort of like a murder board of all the various bits, how they link up?
That would be so organized, but no. What I have is a single Word document with that I cut and paste constantly as I shift things into position. You'd think I'd have Scrivener or some other useful writing tool, but no, it's Microsoft Word, one document.
Oh.
that I just add chunks to and take chunks away constantly. Cut and paste all day.
Oh. Jungle Joy says that must be why you make things connect so well.
I can't tell if that's a compliment or a veiled insult. Yes, I try and make things connect well. I like tying up loose ends and making sure that the story flows as a whole, but sometimes I'm a little tempted just to have characters wander off and do things that don't make any sense. So that's what editing is for, to make sure that I restrain myself from those urges.
That's what Lottie and Gwen are for.
Yes, Gwen was very helpful in making sure that I stayed on track, because I kept wandering off, going, "Wouldn't it be cool if?" And she was like, "No,
shiny zombie over there."
She was like, "No, you've turned in the pitch. Just write the pitch." It's like, no, just come on.
Fine, I've already written 3 other stories.
Yeah. A flock of zombie pigeons suddenly... No, Josh, no zombie pigeons. No, but come on, just no. All right, fine.
So Drive Moss says, what game universes in the CMON line would you like to write stories in next?
I have to look at their website to remind myself what they have.
So I would like to write... I like the Sheriff of Nottingham. I'd like to write some terrible book about him. Not like terrible books, but books about him being terrible rather than a terrible book. Let's not write terrible books.
Actually, that would be kind of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would give my left arm to write a Wacky Races book.
Yes.
Because I loved Wacky Races when I was a kid.
That's got some really nice miniatures in that one as well. I remember that one coming. And I really like Trudvang Legends. I like the RPG, the Trudvang Chronicles. I was very excited when the board game, because the miniatures, again, beautiful. We should write some that's like trolls and fantasy bits that way. That would be good. I would enjoy that.
I would love to write the others, the Seven Sins. Bloodborne would be interesting. I've only played Bloodborne once. And I kind of stopped at the point where the nun turned into the giant wolf thing and started screaming at me. And I was kind of like, you know what? I got enough stress in my life. I don't need this. I got enough people screaming at me. I don't need you screaming at me, giant wolf nun.
The smoke looks interesting.
It does. That's got a dude in a gas mask and a trench coat. Yeah. That's always a good time.
And Rising Sun again. Beautiful miniatures.
Yeah.
Yes. There's many.
I mean, at this, I am very much a mercenary, so I will write a Sugar Blast novel. I will write a Sugar Blast novel. I'll write a Foodies novel. I'll write a Foodies novel you would not believe. I will knock your socks off. Victorian masterminds. I'm basically a Victorian mastermind now, so.
The Arcadia Quest universe would be great for a comedic adventure tale. I agree. I love those. Yeah, they're really cute, little chibi-esque minis. I use them I was teaching a class on painting, and because they're quite large, you can teach the finer points of eyes and skin and stuff on them. They are very good models to teach on.
So basically any of these really, because I will literally write whatever.
Just please let Josh write all of them. Thank you. Yeah. So, come on, did you tuck in your shirt like she wanted? That's all she wanted. I'm guessing that's the nun.
Yeah. No, I did not. I do not tuck in my shirt. Thank you very much. I do not have a retail job anymore. I do not have to tuck in my shirts. I wear the same. I have 12 of the same blue Fruit of the Loom T-shirt that I wear every day. I can't be bothered to wear something different. So I buy multi-packs of T-shirts of the same color and wear them every day. That's what I think about clothing.
Well.
Yeah.
What's your work schedule like when you're writing?
Well, it used to be I would generally work from 9 until whenever at night. But since we've had our daughter, my work schedule has become a lot more erratic. So I tend to do as much writing as possible on days where she's in nursery. So generally about 9 to 3. On days when she's in nursery and days when she's not in nursery, I hope to maybe cram in a good 2-3 hours after she goes to bed at night. And forget about the weekends. I used to be able to write right through the weekends. Can't do that anymore.
No.
But it's fine. That's I generally wind up getting the same amount of work done as I did before. I'm a workaholic, so it's, I can get a lot done in a short amount of time, and most of it's not very good. So really, this just prunes the hours where I'd be doing something stupid and writing unnecessary, in self-indulgent chapters. This just narrows my time down to writing only the good stuff.
So no zombie pigeons.
Yeah,
street fight.
Gotta save those for for another book.
Yes.
And if I have to, if like Zombicide, a lot of Zombicide was written to the accompaniment of Peppa Pig, with my daughter on my lap, writing scene and going, "Do you think Daddy should kill the dog? No. Are you sure? Daddy can kill the dog right now. No.
Don't be quiet."
So the dog survived mostly thanks to my 3-year-old daughter.
Graham wants to know how you got into writing.
It was I got into writing in college because it was a good way to pay my grocery bill, essentially. I had a couple of jobs in college, and I got into writing very early at the beginning of the e-magazine boom, the ebook boom. So there were a lot of fly-by-night digital magazines and e-zines that came out, and were paying good money via PayPal for you to write a 5,000-word H.P. Lovecraft pastiche. And I could do that. So I did it, and that's how I got into writing, because I wrote a large amount of very terrible Lovecraft fan fiction and got paid for it, and bought groceries, filled my car up with gas, thought, hey, this isn't a bad way to make money. And I just kind of kept it up.
Excellent.
Yeah. And eventually I got good at it.
Yay, practice makes perfect.
Practice and desperation. Practice and desperation.
And hunger.
Yeah.
What would you say is your most interesting writing quirk?
I think my most interesting writing quirk is the fact that I do not write in order. Yeah. So I write everything out of order. I will write the end before I write the beginning. I will write scenes in the middle with no idea where they're supposed to go in the book until I just have a large disorganized file full of scenes that I then carefully reassemble, like a 15-year-old in shop class putting together a car engine. Not that they do that in shop class anymore, but
yes.
I am very old, so I remember when we used to do that. But that's kind of my quirk, because every other writer I talk to tries to have some semblance of a logical plot progression when they write, and I'm just kind of like, no, I'm just going to write this one scene, and then I will go backwards and forwards, and it's just a mess. It's very disorganized, and I've just decided to live with it rather than trying to be organized.
Yes, I will say, like, of all like the authors, like most authors are like, no, I have this like structured, like blah 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 blah.
Yeah, no,
no.
No, even my pitches are basically they're just theoretical, really.
Have you ever written a book from ending to beginning, knowing how it ends, then writing how it got there?
I have, yes. I've written several that way, in fact. Last Resort was actually one of them. I actually did write the ending. I wrote the very last chapter before anything else. I wrote the very last chapter, the very first chapter, and then kind of jumped back and forth after that.
Sort of finding you got the A and the Z, you just got to get the rest of the letters in there in the right order.
Well, because I knew I wanted the book to open with a car and close with a car.
Yep.
And then everything after that was just kind of like, I'll figure it out. It's fine. It's all right. It'll come to me.
Yeah. What writers have influenced your writing?
Oh, too many to list. Manly Wade Wellman is a big influence. Wellman, Dorothy Sayers, David Drake, Fritz Leiber, Chester Himes, just a whole bunch. I'm a magpie. I steal from any author that looks like they might have something to teach. Most of my inspiration is drawn from crime writers and thriller writers, because they do the things I like, which is, snappy dialogue and a lot of character interaction. But yeah, it's just literally too many to list.
Good to know. Come on, say in the middle somewhere, someone gets run over by a car. It's the circle of life, or death again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That, in fact, does happen in the book.
Right. Well, I'm out of questions. So, anyone in the chat, please, this is your moment to add some more questions for us as we close up. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the book again, just to remind you why we're all here. We are here talking about Last Resort, which is our first, but not last, Zombicide novel by us here at Aconyte Books, written by the delightful Josh Reynolds. You can find it in most good retailers, bookshops, game shops, online, and if you want to know where you can order it, you can pop along to our website. I'll just put the link in the chat. So aconytebooks.com/shop, and just search for Last Resort, and you'll find it. Yay! And it will tell you where you can order it. It's out globally on ebook, and it's out in paperback in the US now. It will be out in the UK and EU soon-ish. I can't give you an exact date yet, but there'll be an update. So if you're in the UK and EU, look out next week for an update on our schedule. Yay, container shortages. It's so much fun. Yes, please do go out, and if you're in the UK, pre-order the book. If you're in the US, the rest of the world, go and order it, read it. It's a great book for Halloween, which is just around the corner. And yes, you can also find Josh. Here is his, I'm going to put his website in there as well, so you can go check out the rest of what Josh is up to. Josh, have you got anything else to plug while we're here? Want to tell anyone about anything else you're doing, where else people can connect with you, etc.?
Really, my website and Twitter is where you will find me. As for what I'm doing, yeah, just check out the website. Really, I've finally added a news page so people can see what I've been working on. Or you can just read my blog, where I just basically talk about horror movies and monster movies nonstop. That's it, really. If you don't want to read a book about zombies, you can read me talking about, the Wolfman. It's, if that interests you.
Or you can read Wrath of the Kai, our Arkham horror book by Josh Reynolds.
Or I wrote those.
The Doji Shin mysteries. Which are delightful, set in the Legend of the Five Rings universe.
Sorry, I just assumed people had already bought those.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, what Wagner says, what would be your weapon in a Zombicide universe?
Oh, my weapon in the Zombicide universe would likely be a baseball bat. Because you can do a lot of things with a baseball bat. You can put nails in it. You can wrap it up in tape. You can use it as a stirrer for pancakes. You can use it to lift up a car.
If you were in a barrel, you could use it as a paddle.
Yeah, it really has a number of uses. It's a multi-tool of the apocalypse, really.
I take a frying pan. I've seen Tangled. It's a very good weapon.
Apparently so, yeah. A frying pan and a horse is apparently all you need.
Ours would be a bag of rice, because that's all we draw when we play the game.
A bag of rice is actually quite heavy, so
yeah, get a good swing on that in a bag.
Yeah. A bag of rice, bag of doorknobs, whatever.
Oh dear. Well, on that note, how to survive the zombie apocalypse by Josh Reynolds, we are going to say goodbye to you all. Thank you, everyone, for coming along and for chatting with us. We try and do these weekly, talking to our various authors. So if you are a fan of board games, which I'm hoping you are, it's why you're here, and you want to talk to some of our authors, do follow us on Facebook or Twitter. We're most active on Twitter. We're just at Aconyte Books, all one word. And you'll find out more about our interviews and stuff like that. You can also join our mailing list, again, on aconytebooks.com. You can sign up for the mailing list, and we will tell you all the really cool information firsthand and secretly first, because you'll be our acolytes. Say that fast. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you for having me.
Lovely to talk to you again. And yay. So goodbye for now, everyone. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.